Welcome everyone to Card Collectanea. This is Cindy and this is part 12 of my Use My Cricut Cartridges challenge to myself. And today's cartridge is Joys of the Season. And I know it's not Christmas, and that's okay because I'm not using it for something Christmas. What I have found is that if you look around through any of the cartridges, you can find ways to use them even if it's not for the specific idea intended. So today I'm starting with a 5x5 white card base, 5x5 today. And I'm working in the colors of light green and light pink. And I'm starting with a 4 7/8 inch by 4 7/8 inch mat to go on this white card. Now this is a shimmery sort of light green, and it is shiny on both sides, and I liked that shimmery effect. And this is a paper from the Retro Sarah pack that I had used earlier and liked so well. So I'm going to add that one, and then this next piece is a piece of fabric paper. You'll see the backing on it, and it does peel off, but I have found these fabric papers to be difficult to work with if you take them off the backing. And the color changes as well because the white backing gives it a different color. So I'm going to leave the backing right on this paper, but you won't see it. You'll just feel the fabric side of it, and it is fabric. You can feel it, and it sounds like fabric. So this one is 4 5/8 by 4 5/8. So you'll see a little bit more of the green than you will of the white. I'm going to put those together and then I'll return. Now before I show you what I'm going to use from the cartridge, I wanted to show you what I'm going to add here for a sentiment and for a border. This is I started with a piece that was 4 5/8 inches long, or 7/8 inches long, excuse me. And I took a Martha Stewart loops punch and punched a loop border on one side. And then once I had it trimmed like that, I used my paper cutter and put it down so that it was 1.5 inches wide. So it's 1.5 inches this way and 4 7/8 this way. And I'm going to put it, and then I took a small stamp and stamped congratulations. And I'm going to set that right at the edge of where the pink paper or the fabric paper is here. And that will be my sentiment. When I come back, I'll be ready to show you the cut that I used. The cut I used from Joys of the Season is on page 33. And it has these cute little birds. And really it's supposed to be 2 turtle doves. For the first 12 items on this cartridge are the 12 days of Christmas. This is 2 turtle doves. But I didn't want to use it as 2 turtle doves. They're doves. So I'm going to use it for a wedding or engagement theme. And it's a very cute and simple little cut. I cut it first, and I cut this at 3 1/2. This is a piece of craft paper which I cut. And you'll notice that the dove's tails aren't on here. The paper wasn't quite big enough, but you're going to layer over it anyway, so it won't be a problem. So I cut that, and that's this cut here. And then I also cut the shadow, which is here. And this one I went back to that light green and used the shadow for that. And then I cut out of white the little doves to go on top of that, so that you can see that the little doves. Now I did cut off their beaks because the beaks will show with the craft paper there, and I'll put them there. And so then I cut, as a final cut, a little pink heart that goes on the layer in the cut right here. And it will go right there. And when I put them all together, they look really cute, and they fit well with this card. So I'll layer them up, and then I'll come back and show you what they look like. I'm back and I have the doves layered onto all of it. So I have my brown cage, bird cage with this little green background as the shadow, pink heart, and I added a gem that's a little light green color. And then I am now ready to put this onto the card itself. I'm going to use a zig pen to do it, and I'm going to put it against this white paper so that I don't mess up my table. And then I'll just be ready to stick it onto the card. The sentiment is already there. So once I have this finished, I have just one other item that I want to add to it to just dress it up a bit more. I think that looks good. Straight. Good. Alright. Oh, that's really sweet. They show up nicely against that pink. I wasn't too sure how they would show up, but boy, they look really sweet. And you can easily put happy anniversary or happy engagement, or you could use it for a wedding shower card. Any sentiment you want to put there would work fine. Anything that has to do with Lovebirds. And then to add a little something here to the corners, I'm going to add another piece that has that Martha Stewart loop edge on it. I just took another sheet of paper and put the loop edge on it and trimmed it down to about 1/2 inch, just so a little bit of that border shows and holds it all together. Now I'm going to put it on the page like that, and then I'll trim off the edges with my trimmer, and then I think it will just dress up those corners a bit, and I'll be right back. Right, I have finished this card and I've put the loops on. I decided to put the loops up instead of down, and I really like that. I think that the corners needed something, and this is such a sweet little card, and who would have thought it would have shown up on a Christmas cartridge, Joys of the Season. So pull out your cartridges and see what all's on them. I'm surprised by what I find there, and I think you will be too. Have a great day. Hope you enjoy it. Bye-bye.